Today on Eagle Nation News, Christina Folsom sits down with Prosper student Will Lewis. What had him move to Prosper all the way from South Korea? Find out later in the show.
Looking for a way to use your passions and give back? Prosper AVP teacher Michael Logan does just that as a music director of North Texas Celts. That story and more coming up.
And finally, Reese Ranzer joins us with freshman lacrosse player Angie Ruiz to talk about how the season has fared thus far and how Prosper women's lacrosse is paving the way and making history.
Live from Prosper, Texas, this is Eagle Nation News.
Good afternoon, Prosper High School. Today is Tuesday, April 3rd. I'm Jake Fine.
I'm Sola Cantai.
And I'm Brandon Bonaparte.
We start today's show with news on more strikes across the country. Sola?
Thank you, Jake. Teachers all over the country, including in Oklahoma, are striking against their pay. Oklahoma teachers' pay ranks among the 3 lowest in the country, and schools have shut down for the second straight day due to teacher walkouts. Governor Mary Fallin signed legislation last week to raise salaries about $6,100, but teachers still say it isn't enough.
Neza Modi, a 7th grader at Reynolds Middle School, is headed to the National Spelling Bee after being named regional champion. This is familiar territory for Modi as she has participated in the National Spelling Bee 3 previous times, with last year being her best finish yet, earning 7th place overall. We'll have more coverage on this story as the Scripps National Spelling Bee gets closer.
Now we send it over to Christina Folsom, who sat down with Will Lewis to discuss how his journey traveling all over the world landed him here at Prosper High School.
I moved here from South Korea. My dad is military, so I have moved around a lot in my lifetime. We've moved about once every 2 years. Sometimes I've lived somewhere for like a month or like 6 months, and then you just have to pick up and move. It's just kind of the lifestyle, but yeah, so from South Korea we just moved over here. So I enjoy doing stuff like band and reading and watching movies a lot. I've lived in places like Pennsylvania, Maryland. I've lived in Florida a lot. We actually lived near Orlando. It was pretty cool because we got to like go down to Disney like every weekend. Texas, I was born here actually, and then I like lived here when I was like 1 for a couple months, then I left. And then obviously South Korea, and then there we just kind of lived on a military base, and then we just moved back here. We lived on a military base, and so everybody there, they're armed, and like a lot, like there's like police officers, and then you'll see people running down with like rucksacks, and they got like the full combat uniform on, like AKs, or whatever guns that they may have, slinging across the chest. I'm not too much of a guns guy, so I don't know that much, but they actually have artillery not too far from the base that we were at, because we're at Yongsan base. And so, like, sometimes throughout the day, like, all of a sudden, like, you just hear this boom, and then all of a sudden, like, your class would kind of rattle a little bit, and like this boom, like your class would rattle a little bit. So I remember I had one teacher, and she hated it because she had this like loosely hanging like picture, and we always knew that it was exercise week or whatever because it would always fall, and we were like, okay.
Thank you, Christina. When we come back, Cameron Silva answers how Celts, Charity, and Prosper High School all tie together.
If you are bringing a date to prom that is not a PHS student, you must complete the form and include a copy of your date's ID or driver's license. These are due in Ms. Mueller's office tomorrow. Science National Honor Society spring applications are now available on Ms. Robinson's teacher webpage. They are due on April 17th. The Spanish Club will have a meeting this Thursday during Eagle Time in room 1118.
Many of you students may be looking for opportunities to get some community service time, whether it's for NHS, college, or just to be a good person. Cameron Silva reports on how North Texas Celts and Prosper High School are working together to create a unique way to boost your hours.
Prosper High School teacher Mr. Logan was helping build the foundation of a Celtic festival this past weekend. Being the music director, he coordinated with bands from around the world to perform at the festival.
Yes, so I'm a board member of the nonprofit called North Texas Celts, which stands for Cultural Enrichment and Lasting Traditions. We mainly specialize in putting on a big annual Celtic festival every year in Sherman, Texas, and we just had our Celtic festival last weekend.
Mr. Logan isn't only a part of the program for the entertainment side of things, but to help make some feel more at home.
Now, ultimately, we just started it because there's a handful of people who really were involved in Celtic tradition, bagpipes, Highland games and stuff, so we wanted to put on a festival. And then we ended up making a nonprofit called North Texas Celts, where we host a festival, and then we donate the money to several charities, and we even partner with Prosper High School and provide some scholarships for theater students here.
The revenue from the festival goes directly to multiple charities to help those who need it.
A couple of the charities we donate to are the Scottish Rite Hospital, the Sherman Police Association, and we also provide some scholarships for Prosper High School Theater because we get some staging from them to help out with the festival.
As stated before, this festival will not be the last. There will be another Celtic festival next year, and Mr. Logan will once again be taking part.
So next year's festival is planned for March 23rd, 2019. It's going to be bigger and better. The first year we had about 3,000 people come to the festival. This year, last Saturday, we had about 8,000, and we're expecting more to be bigger and better next year. So if you're interested in Highland games or Celtic music or food or bagpipe and drum bands, I would definitely consider checking it out. March 23rd, 2019.
I'm Cameron Silva reporting for Eagle Nation News. Prosper.
Thank you, Cameron. When we come back, Reese Ranzer and Angie Ruiz discuss what it's like being on Prosper's first women's lacrosse team.
Now we send it over to Reese Ranzer, who joins us in studio with Prosper women's lacrosse player Angie Ruiz.
Thank you, Sola. I'm here with Angie Ruiz. Now, how does it feel and what is it like being a part of Prosper's first girls lacrosse team?
Well, I really like being part of this team and just able to make new friends, and also it's my first time playing lacrosse too, so I like trying out new sports and seeing where this can go.
And your team played last night and won, and you also contributed to the win. How was that?
Well, I scored my first goal of the season, which I got really happy, and that the whole team also contributed, and we got so happy to get our win for 5-4.
Well, congratulations on your win and your goal. Now, personally, what is your favorite part about being on the girls lacrosse team this year?
Well, my favorite part being part of this team is just to make new friends and seeing where I can go for my 3 years of high school.
That sounds like a good plan. Now, good luck on your game Friday, and back to you, Brandon.
Thank you, Reese. Now we send it over to Max Hamilton in the Eagle Zone.
Thank you, Brandon. Tonight, the baseball teams play against McKinney North away at 7:30, and the softball team play at home tonight against Newman Smith. This time has been changed to 6:15. Also in sports, the girls soccer team competes against Wiley East at Ronpo Stadium at 7 o'clock. That is all I have for you today. I'm Max Hamilton reporting from the Eagle Zone.
Thank you, Max. And in case you missed it on Twitter, I did win the egg contest with beautiful Bella. But that's all for our show today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Sola Cantai.
I'm Brandon Bonaparte.
And I'm Jake Fine. Live long and prosper.